Okay. Oh shit, I forgot. Oh my god. Hold on 1 second, guys. Oh no.
Rise up, gamer boys. It's time to get your gamer girl bathwater.
Been looking at
There are people on the internet who come, cause chaos, disappear, and the world moves on. And then there is Belle Delphine, a person so uniquely strange that even after years of being relatively quiet, she managed to come back and somehow make everything worse. If you thought the bathwater era was the peak of internet insanity, you were wrong. Because what she's been doing recently makes the bathwater look like a normal Tuesday. So let's get into it. For anyone who somehow missed the dark ages of internet history, Belle Delphine is one of the most bizarre figures to ever go viral online. She first blew up around 2018 and 2019 as an e-girl and cosplayer with an extremely strange online persona. We're talking about a person who filmed herself playing with a dead octopus. Not a toy octopus, a real dead octopus. Just casually, on camera, with someone else filming her doing it. And that wasn't even the thing that made her famous. That was just a Tuesday for Belle Delphine.
Rise up, gamer boys. It's time to get your gamer girl bathwater.
That's not a bad idea. Huh.
What actually made Belle Delphine famous, or infamous, was the bathwater. In 2019, she announced she was selling jars of her used bathwater for $30 each. And people bought it. A lot of people. Enough people that she sold out. And the internet collectively lost its mind. Now I have so many questions about this. How long did it take to fill that many jars? Who was helping her scoop it out? Was there a production process? A quality control check? These are questions I think about more than I should. But the wildest part wasn't that she sold it. The wildest part is that some people reportedly drank it, and allegedly got herpes from doing so. Which, and I want to be very clear here, if you buy a stranger's bathwater and drink it, that is entirely on you. I have zero sympathy.
They also call you the Queen of the Simps. Who came up with that?
Oh, I have no idea. Simp's basically just a very strong male fan of a woman who maybe has connotations of giving her money.
Now fast forward a few years. Belle went relatively quiet. And when she started resurfacing on podcasts, something genuinely interesting came out. She revealed that PayPal had frozen and then closed her account, with $90,000 still sitting in it. Just gone, and look, if that's true, that is actually wrong. $90,000 is $90,000 regardless of how you made it. PayPal doesn't get to just keep your money. And Belle made it clear she was frustrated about it. But here's the thing. When the interviewer asked her how much she was making from OnlyFans per month, the answer she gave made that $90,000 feel like pocket change.
How many subscribers do you have on your OnlyFans?
I don't want to say that, but I
I tried.
I
never do. I tried.
I am actually being quite open recently. I decided
$1 million per month from OnlyFans. Let that sink in for a second. That means in the time it takes you to watch this video, Belle Delphine has made more money than most people make in a year. And here's what I've noticed. Every time you ask someone in that industry how much they make, they always dodge the question. They always say, "Oh, I can't discuss that," or "It's private." And the reason they do that is simple. Because if the people paying them actually stopped and thought about the numbers, really thought about it, most of them would stop immediately. But they don't think about it. And that's why the numbers stay that high. But here's the part that made me actually pay attention. In one of her podcast appearances, Belle said something that sounded genuinely reflective. She said, and I'm quoting her directly, "I wish there was a way to kill me on the internet and just somehow delete everything. Or just kind of die in a sense and move on." Now when I first heard that, I thought, okay, she's done. She's genuinely remorseful. She wants a fresh start. She's going to quietly disappear and live her life. And then approximately 5 minutes later, she announced a customized doll of herself, sold in a coffin, with her clothes and underwear included. So let's talk about the doll. Belle announced on Twitter, and again I'm quoting directly, "Ever wanted to be with me? Now you can, almost." She was selling a customized doll of herself, packaged with her own clothes and underwear. And it comes shipped in a coffin. An actual coffin-shaped box. Now I want to stop here and really appreciate the detail that this ships in a coffin. Because whoever designed that packaging made a choice. A very deliberate, very specific choice. And I have questions about that meeting. So for the packaging, what were you thinking? A coffin. Perfect. And of course I went to the comments. Because I always go to the comments. And what I found there genuinely concerned me as a human being. The comments on the doll announcement were exactly what you'd expect, and somehow still worse than that. People saying things like, "Never leaving the house again after this one, and can't wait for mine to arrive. I've purchased 4. 4. This person bought 4 of them." And these are the same people contributing to that $1 million a month figure. And look, I'm not here to judge anyone's personal life choices. But I am here to point out that if you are buying 4 dolls from a stranger's online store that ships them in coffins, you need to call someone. A friend, a family member, anyone. And then there's the legal situation nobody talks about. Belle revealed on TikTok that she almost got arrested for selling the bathwater. Not because of what it was, but because she forgot to put a disclaimer on the packaging. No warning label. No, do not drink this. Nothing. And apparently that disclaimer is legally required. So she had to go back and email every single person who bought a jar of her bathwater and ask them to sign a legal waiver before she could ship it. And most people signed it. Most people. Which means some people didn't. Which means some people just never got their bathwater. And honestly, those people might be the luckiest ones.
Now, here's where I want to get serious for a second. Because as easy as it is to laugh at all of this, and it is very easy, Belle Delphine's influence on internet culture is genuinely significant. Whether you think that influence is positive or negative, she essentially created the e-girl and OnlyFans creator template that thousands of people have followed since. There are entire careers built on a formula she pioneered, and there's a real argument to be made that she changed the economics of online content creation permanently. A creator who makes $1 million a month from a subscriber base of dedicated fans, completely bypassing traditional media? That was almost unthinkable before Belle Delphine made it normal. So what's the actual plan here? Because when you look at the timeline, podcast appearances where she sounds reflective and almost regretful, followed immediately by selling dolls of herself in coffins, there seems to be a very clear pattern. Belle Delphine figured out a long time ago that there is no version of her past that she can erase. The bathwater is in the history books. The dead octopus is documented forever. The OnlyFans numbers are out there. So instead of trying to run from it, she's decided to fully commit to it. The persona is the product. The controversy is the marketing. And whether you think that's genius or deeply concerning, probably says a lot about you.
And this brings me to the part of this conversation that I think actually matters. There's a TikTok that went viral claiming Belle Delphine ruined an entire generation of girls. And that's a big claim, but it's not completely without merit. When you normalize the idea that the fastest path to financial freedom is selling extremely personal content online, and you prove it works by making $1 million a month, you create a template, and that template gets followed by people who maybe didn't fully think through the long-term consequences. Belle had a persona she built carefully. Not everyone who followed her path had the same level of calculated intention behind it.
So where does all of this leave us? Belle Delphine is one of the most fascinating and genuinely confusing internet figures of the last decade. She said she wanted to disappear. Then she released a doll. She seemed remorseful about her past. Then she doubled down on everything that made her famous. She almost got arrested for forgetting a disclaimer. She lost $90,000 to PayPal, and through all of it, she kept making $1 million a month. The internet is a strange place. Belle Delphine is a strange person, and somehow, together, they found each other, and we are all just living with the consequences.